from Swim Art. This video today is about breathing. We're going to give you some tips and show you some drills to help you breathe easier. Breathing is the hardest part of the swimming stroke for most people, and it becomes even more difficult in open water. The most important part of breathing well and breathing comfortably is your body position. There are three parts of the body position that are important. The first is keeping your head down in the water, so your whole cap should be back while you're breathing. The second is rolling your body. You want to turn your hips and turn your whole body to the air. And the third is keeping the front arm extended while you breathe. It should be fully extended out in front of you, and it should be straight out from your shoulder, not cutting in or not drifting out wide. Here are some drills to help you find a good body position for the breath. The first drill is just kicking in your breathing position. You want to kick with one arm extended straight out from your shoulder. Your hips should be rotated and your head is going to be back in the water breathing. If you can float comfortably in that position, then you know that's a good breathing position. The second drill is to swim normally, but pause for 2 or 3 breaths in the breathing position. So you really exaggerate that breathing position. That way you can practice rolling up into it and then hold that good position for a few breaths. The third drill is to do the catch-up stroke after the breath. So that works. You're going to take a couple strokes, go to breathe, and then touch the other arm with your hand before you make your next stroke. The benefit of that drill is it forces your front arm to stay extended while you're breathing. And the longer you are while you breathe, the farther you're going to travel. You maintain your length, your body length, so you'll keep moving as you breathe. When you push down to push your head up to breathe, you lose that length. Another important element of your breathing is the pattern that you're breathing. So you can really breathe as frequently or as infrequently as you like. Most people make the mistake of waiting to breathe until they're desperate for air. So I think you should breathe as often as you need to. And for most people, that's every 2 or every 4 strokes. So you're going to breathe every 2 strokes, probably to one side. Another breathing pattern that's really useful is to breathe every 3 strokes so that you're alternating your sides. And that's really useful if the conditions are choppy or just to keep your stroke balanced. There are 3 things that can mess up your breathing a little bit in the open water. One is cold water, the other is panic attacks, and the third is fatigue. So in the cold water, since we're in San Francisco, I should mention swimming in cold water. It's pretty common to lose your breath a little bit and hyperventilate, at least at the first few minutes of the swim. So in that case, you want to slow your breathing down as much as you can. Breathe deeply. Sometimes I'll breathe every 6 strokes when that's happening to me, just to slow my breath down. Panic attacks is similar. When something scares you or you have a fear thought, you tighten up your breathing, and so it's important there also to breathe slowly and deeply. And the third thing is fatigue. So when you're in open water, you're swimming much longer distances than you're used to in the pool, and it's easy to feel that a little bit and feel short of breath. So in that case, it's important to breathe more frequently. Breathe as often as you need to. There's one common aspect to all three of those problems, and that is exhaling. So all three of those problems can be solved by exhaling fully. A lot of our breathing issues come from not breathing out. So make sure you're breathing out. You want to blow bubbles. You can hum if that helps, or sometimes in the cold water we like to scream a little bit just to make sure we're getting the air out. Breathing becomes the most challenging when the water is rough or choppy. So there are three things you can do to breathe easier in choppy water. The first is to roll your body farther. So you might have to roll almost so you're looking straight up at the sky, just so you can get your mouth a little bit farther away from the surface. And you'll be a little bit more stable. The more you roll your hips around, you'll be able to balance better. The second is to make sure you breathe in quickly. You want to open your mouth, gasp the air in, and then close your mouth right away so that you can minimize water going in your mouth. If you do get water in your mouth, just spit it out, and you probably will swallow a little bit too. The third is you might have to lift your head a little bit. So you might have to roll and lift your head up slightly just to get air. No matter what, if at any time you're having difficulty with your breathing, you can always roll onto your back and relax and rest and just catch your breath. So those are some tips to help make your breathing easier so you can have more fun swimming in the open water. And come to San Francisco and swim with us.